And we are live. It's primetime Saturday night here on the Minor League Doubles Network, and a familiar face from the woods has found his way back to us here in Anime J. Alongside me is Dazrin for the first time in a while. Daz, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic tonight, Jay. It is always a pleasure to sit with you and talk MLD, and that's exactly what we're going to do tonight, so I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. There's a few interesting matchups lined up, a couple of Champ League ones to end off the stream, but first off, we got a bit of business to attend to. It's the business end of the season here, Daz. It's the Platinum League. It's the Sharks, the Spartans. This one could decide the Storm Division title in everything but mathematical certainty, as the Spartans looking to get an insurmountable lead over their rivals here with a few wins. The Sharks looking to reel those Spartans back in and try to take that momentum into a second consecutive playoff appearance.
Yeah, and we always talk about throughout the season here in MLD. See, the thing about MLDJ is I could be gone, but I still kind of know the pace of things in a sense. And these games count. Almost every game in the season counts, but you really start looking to things around weeks, I want to say 8 through 10, because that's when things start leading up into the playoff weeks. We always talk about it in the early season, how it's important to get those early game wins because they matter in terms of situations like this. And now we're talking about playoff opportunities, and with the Spartans versus Sharks, there's definitely some potential there. And this is when we really started to every game counts. Score lines almost count in a sense, but not too much, because I know player goal differential kind of went down a little bit in terms of tiebreakers, but it's where everything gets looked at.
It is. Goal differential, actually, I think one of the last tiebreakers now this season is head-to-head. Then divisional series records all coming into play down the playoff bracket. So let's take a look at the scenarios for this one here. The Spartans currently sitting at 26-14 coming in. The Sharks 4 games back at 22-18. The Spartans, even with a 5-0 tonight, cannot clinch the division unless the Comets drop at least one game to the Lightning. They'll play tomorrow evening at 10 o'clock Eastern, so they will need some help from their rivals in the Lightning to have any shot at clinching a title before the final week. Otherwise, they'll have to play the Comets and try to pick up their wins there. The Sharks really need some wins right now. The Foxes in firm control above that playoff line at 27-18 after their defeat of the Wolves last night. So the Sharks need a 5-0 to get on pace with them and at least keep themselves within striking distance of a wild card. But a 5-0 would go a long way towards at least putting them in the division lead. And then they'll be able to, coming into week 10, hold their fate in their hands for one of the first times in a long time in the franchise.
Yeah, so just to paint a picture, put exactly what Jay said in smaller words. Spartans get 5-0. If they get a 5-0 in this series, it puts a lot of pressure on the Comets to not drop a game tomorrow. And then it also helps them out coming into week 10. So a very important match for the Spartans, because it kind of changes the pace of things for the rest of the week 9 leading on to week 10. So it should be a very good matchup to start us off here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Beckwith Park, the scene of the action here on week 9, the nighttime version. Lots of crickets chirping in the background, but lots of great MLD action on the pitch here. It'll be Pulch and Nukers for the Spartans, Clay HD and You Reach I Teach for the Sharks. Longtime pair. They've been playing together since Season 2. Game 1 about to kick off here as the Sharks will come in as You Reach against Pulch. Wins that one just upfield. Nukers putting this right back against the backboard. Not a lot of pressure here as the teams get settled in. Clay down that right wing. Nukers in full retreat. Clay's out of boost, trying to get this one out. Nukers is going to miss. No commit by You Reach there. A little bit of back and forth to start things off. You Reach up high, gets up behind that ball, not going to be able to tip it goalwards. The Spartans will have a chance to clear, but they're running low on boost. Losing out to the 50 is Pulch over to You Reach. Nukers with a clear out to the midfield. It's lining this one up for boost. Clay doing a couple of circles. They're a bit dangerous there, Daz, with the players kind of giving up a bit too much space here at midfield. The opportunities should be coming in pretty quickly.
Absolutely. A team's gonna want to see if they can strike first, and there's You Reach with a nice aerial shot off of the pass from Clay. They've been playing that corner for a while, trying to get a pass through. Clay gets a high one there. You Reach beats Nukers to the ball, and then the shot placement out of Pulch's reach. That's a good start for the Sharks.
Solid opening goal for the Sharks here, as Clay putting that one off the backboard just out far enough that Nukers couldn't really read the flight of the ball, and You Reach tipping that one upper 90 far side will start things off. Another weak clear from the Spartans will keep the pressure on. Not a lot of presence on that left side of the field from the Sharks. Clay comes in late, will clear this one to the side, and the Spartans have to reset. Play up to the sidewall there. No boost to really come off of that one, forcing Ureach to commit down that right wing. Nuker's caught out a little bit there, was dribbling towards that net. Ball's out in front, Clay's wide open, taps it over the line, 2-0 Sharks as they come out swinging here in game one.
Yeah, and Ureach just returning the favor here with a nice pass. Again, he's beating Nukers to the ball there, and Clay this time making contact. Poach so close, but just not close enough.
Yeah, the Spartans coming out a little bit flat here, and this isn't what we've been led to expect over the course of the season so far. They've been really strong. They've been able to come out, start to dictate the pace with teams, and the Sharks have really kind of gutted it out here and came out very, very strong. They'll have to try and start this one out from inside their own zone. Ureach putting that ball high up in front of his box. Nukers winning that 50-50 against Clay. Has a chance to bring it under control. Kept to the side there. No pressure on the Sharks here to be able to clear this one as they're just trying to reset the rotations in that corner, but a big commit by the Spartans leaves this ball out to the midfield line, but no boost for Clay means no clear. The Spartans will keep this one in their zone.
Spartans keeping the ball in the Sharks zone, but I'm noticing that they're a little bit hesitant to challenge the ball, not wanting to overcommit. They still have to get this ball past that midfield line into the box, apply a little bit more pressure, because as you can see, the Sharks, when they get those opportunities to score, they try to make use of it. So it's critical that as we approach the halfway point of this game, the Spartans can do what they can to get back into it, and the flick by Pulch is just what they need here.
Ureach going for that corner boost, or the side boost, excuse me, just kind of gave up too much midfield presence there. Clay falling back to the line. When you have somebody who can control that ball, when you dribble in and the defender gives you space, you have so much room to make that first play. Made full value out of that shot. The Sharks lead cut down to 1 here as kickoff. Very neutral here. Will go into the Spartans' end. They'll bring it out slowly. Not a lot of boost from Pulch there. Didn't really prioritize it off the kickoff. This could be a really tough defense. Ureach will beat Nukers. Looking for it short side. Finds a way over the line, and that 2-goal lead right back in there.
And you've said it once, but it's something that we've been seeing all game. Ureach beating Nukers to the ball. This has happened 3 times, and every time it happens, it always leads into a Shark goal. 3 goals now as we hit the halfway point of this game, and we just need to see a little bit more speed for the Spartans if they want to get back into this.
I talked about it in the build-up on that kickoff there. Pulch just coming up on the cheat, didn't really bring up any boost pads, and then got caught trying to win that 50, didn't do anything with it. Got the ball in the offensive zone. Big double commit by the Spartans. Kind of throws off the Sharks' defense. Pulch can't find it over the line. Ureach and Clay will come together to bring that over the line. As the Spartans double commit, they spent a lot of boost to try and put that ball on target. Ended up going away. Pressure not cleared now as Pulch wins a 50 in the Sharks corner. Ureach, low boost, is just going to try and keep this one away. Let Clay get in on rotation. Another double commit by the Spartans. Here's the opportunity for the Sharks. It's Clay running it downfield. Both Spartans get back, and Ureach also at a boost. Big chance there for the Sharks to stretch the lead. They don't get anything out of it. But you know what? 2 goals, as long as that ball's in the offensive end, Daz, probably not too bad.
Absolutely, as the Spartans are now forced to be aggressive on offense, but it's something that we haven't seen too much of so far in this game number 1. So far, they've been really passive to the ball, waiting for the Sharks to make a touch. And if you give the Sharks that much control, you've seen what they're able to do with it as they've scored 3 goals. It's down to the Spartans to take charge. Nukers is going to score that one. They only need 1 more.
This is a big misplay from Ureach, as just off camera, he goes right past the ball in the corner there. Nukers just, finishing the rotation when he sees the ball there. It's completely unforced error out of the Sharks, and they will give back one of those 2 goals. That insurance goal earlier might be important as the Spartans win this kickoff very hard into the backboard. Nukers looking for something off the ceiling. Pulch coming in. There's again a double commit. This one should carry as Clay will finish that one off. Immediate response of the Sharks, but again a big commit from the Spartans.
It seems like a miscommunication on the play from the Spartans, as Pulch probably did not know Nukers was going up for a ceiling shot. That one comes back to bite them, and it bites them hard as they struggle all game to kind of get back into that 1-goal deficit, and now they're down by 2 with 1:14 left.
And the Sharks giveth and the Sharks taketh away, as the Spartans with that double commit hurting themselves with not getting that into a goal. Pulch will try to put this one back in. It's a long ball, easily parried by Clay, but not really far upfield. And the Spartans still with the ball in the offensive end, but no pressure here in that corner. Again, Ureach will miss that one. Clay, missing the first touch off the side of the net, will be able to get this one out on the second attempt. Held in by Pulch high. Dangerous ball floating in under the crossbar. Urich has to be careful, take it away. Chance by Nukers will go wide from Clay. Spartans now in the corner, still trying to really set this rotation up. They came out really awkwardly with Clay bringing that ball upfield. At the midfield, still having to defend here. 30 seconds to go, down by 2. And you just gotta wonder, those double commits right through the middle of the game, Daz. How much do you need to get that out of your game early on in this series now, especially now that it's cost you the first game?
You need to get it out yesterday, especially where we are in this season. You can't afford. You want to be able to just win as many games as possible, and communication is something that's key. And I feel like that's what had happened there, unless they were going for a pinch. That's a very risky play to make at this stage of the game, and it ends up costing them not only a goal, but just momentum as well, as they had the pressure on the Sharks side of the field. But unfortunately, with a double whiff on the ball, just from losing out of that challenge, it cost them a goal, and it kills their momentum. The Sharks take that one, no problem. Actually, I want to ask you, what's the Sharks like playoffs position looking like?
They need wins. They need wins, absolutely. Right now, they're 5 games back from the wild card spot, with the Foxes having put up a ton of wins. Not a ton of wins, but just they came in 5 wins back, 2.5 games behind because they haven't played their series yet. So they've got some work to do. This win, a big help in that department. But the Spartans only forcing the Sharks into a single save with their 5 shots, 2 goals coming in. So still about that the 40% shooting inaccuracy where you're just putting that shot off the backboard and you're not getting in. I feel like that's going to be something they need to really do, because the Sharks, when they're taking the ball away, when they're making the save, they seem to be struggling with just getting that power clear, and there's a lot of second, third opportunities. But if you're not making the team make a save, it's really hard to find those chances because you're not actually forcing them into doing anything. You're just missing the net.
Right, exactly. And then something I would like to see a little bit more is from the Spartans would just be less of a hesitation toward the ball. I know that rotation is key in twos, but if they can get players in and out and around a lot quicker, then it could possibly lead to more opportunities and allow them to apply more pressure onto the Sharks.
We'll see if they are able to bring this ball under control and keep some consistent pressure onto that blue and white end. But right now, Pulch having to really play that one awkwardly after the kickoff, went back into his own corner, didn't have a real way to play this, and he gets caught in the net as well. Urich given possession, and the Sharks lead early again.
Yep, again, another good play here from Urich, beats Nukers to the ball, and then takes a nice angle shot there. Just a speedy one right past Pulch. Doesn't have enough time to react to that one, unfortunately, but Urich, he's been quite the shooter. He's going to score his first goal here in Game 2.
That one really breaking down with Pulch. Full boost in the tank, back in that corner, just did not understand how to play the ball off the kickoff. Ended up giving up possession to the Sharks, and they take full advantage of that. It's a huge demo, though, out of Urich. Nukers will clear the danger, get this one upfield, and Urich again with a touch back into his own end will try to set up the rotation out. Ball high up for Pulch. This one a weak shot on net, far side. Clay able to take that one away. Nukers will hold this one in. Urich up to also send that one back to the right corner. Nukers picks up possession, will get by 1. Doesn't get the wheels on that one coming off the wall. No boost left. Clay should have this. Easy block at the near post for the Sharks captain. Double commit by the Spartans in the corner. Grabs a boost as well. If they can keep this pressure up, they should be able to keep this one and get a chance. But Urich will get it upfield, grab the boost, and force the Spartans again to have to play out of their backfield here. Great presence getting that ball up in a bit of a tricky situation with their boost.
Yeah, and I mean, you see the Spartans. You talked about it earlier, a double commit there on the corner where Nukers rotates in and he doesn't have any boost, but he's just trying to keep that pressure up. He's trying to keep the ball in the Sharks' end, but you got to be able to rotate out and get some boost. Otherwise, you're just going to get beat to the ball by Urich, and we've seen how he does it all game. A nice high shot there from Clay. He's going to get sent off to the side, but it seems as though the Sharks are in a little bit more control just from the way that they're managing their boost and using and rotating.
Yeah, they had that one point there in that sequence where the Spartans were really kind of running them out, but then the Spartans immediately just gave up possession of that ball, not pressuring it out of the corner effectively, and that's going to be a really important thing to watch out for, is that they're not generating chances off of these opportunities where they get pressure. It'll be the Sharks now with the ball. Clay coming out looking for a wall. That's a double dunk by the Sharks captain, and that one, you didn't see that coming, but there it is, 2-0 Sharks.
A good follow-up here from Clay just to commit fully, and again, a double dunk from Clay. That's going to be one of the highlights for sure as he gets that through both members of the Spartans. Sharks up 2-0, and you got to be feeling confident after that shot.
Yeah, that kind of play gives you just a little bit of swagger to your, the swagger to your boost meter, because things like that are the ones that you look back on and go, okay, that if its bounces are going to go this way, then I think everything's going to go our way tonight. The Spartans now trying to recover here. Another dunk from Clay there, wins that one back into the Spartans' corner, and Pulch, with not a lot of booster, can only get it right into the path of U-Reach. Both Spartans in the corner now trying to keep this ball away. Clay with a chance to put this one out front, but he misses it, and the Spartans have the opportunity back there. U-Reach, though, well-positioned, really cool head, with no boost left, is able to clear that one. Pulch now trying to set this up, has the Sharks trying to get to their goal line. Cleared away by U-Reach. Clay will bounce it up. Need to get this one clear. Big double commit, but it looks like a team pinch here. He'll shave the ceiling. It's wide, though. Pulch just coming down on top of his head there. Didn't know what to do with it. It feels like the Spartans right now, they're just not quite in sync, but it won't matter. Nuker's picking that one off as it rolls out in front, and they cut the lead in half.
This is a good shot from Nukers, just being able to catch U-Reach off on rotation. He catches him literally as he turns, but you're going to need a little bit more of that to get back into the game. Sharks have been applying a lot of pressure here, and we talked about it earlier when Clay got the dunk, that they were a little bit more confident. That could have led to that misplay in rotations. I'm sure for the rest of the game, the Sharks are going to tighten it up, which are going to make it a little bit harder for the Spartans to equalize.
Now Clay again, zero boost and a dream on the dunk. U-Reach comes in and finishes it off as the Spartans' kickoffs are not working for them right now.
Yeah, just a lot of confusion there on the play. Nukers goes up, and then Pulch, it's caught out of position. He tries to turn around in time, but U-Reach reads the confusion of the defense and just pushes through on the attack. 3-1 is the scoreline. The Sharks, it's looking like a repeat from game number 1.
It really is, because the second the Spartans get that one goal, they try to bring it back. The Sharks immediately respond and stretch the lead back out to 2 goals. And that's an important thing as a team in the lead, that if you give things up, you don't let your heads drop. And this might be a test here as Nukers picks up a loose ball and cuts that lead back down to a single goal.
Yeah, just a good positioning there from Nukers on the play. Just stays up a little bit, trusts Pulch to try to get this ball mid. Pulch can do just that, even if it's off a 50-50 challenge. And Nukers sees his opportunity, strikes back, 134. The Spartans still trying to hang on to this.
It was a great challenge by Pulch. He just kind of killed that ball in a spot that Nukers was going to win the 50-50 race with U-Reach off the goal line to get to. And that's important because those little touches, the ones that just kind of catch a defender flat-footed in net, really kind of lead to the best chances. The Sharks bring this one out. U-Reach up off the boards, looking for Clay with the midfield play. That's a little bit dangerous there with that double commit at the midfield line. They lose that ball, and it's a runner the other way, but no harm, no foul. Nukers looking for the chance now. U-Reach, a little bit of a touch. Pulch a little bit too early on that one, kind of caught him off guard, puts it off the near post. Has a second crack at it, looking for the double, will miss. Nukers' opportunity, floats that one in, and the Spartans finally score 2 in a row. Nukers with the hat trick, and Pulch getting his 3rd assist.
Good pressure here from the Spartans. The Sharks, though, they needed to make contact on these touches in order to get the ball out of their zone. They were unable to, and Nukers just patient there in front of the box, just like his last goal, and it pays off. Spartans equalize with 50 seconds left on the clock.
Predatory play from the Spartans, which is ironic because, Sharks apex predator of the water world.
Good.
So
that's a good one.
We'll see if it's just enough of a response to get the Sharks kind of back inside their own heads, but still time left here to play game 2. Big loose ball across midfield. We'll see U-Reach take it up the sideboards, looking for something off the ceiling. Intersection shot, has the Spartans off guard, tries to follow it up. Nukers parries away. Clay will line up the shot, big power, another save out of Pulch. He'll take that one out to the left corner. Spartans 20 seconds looking to see if they can end this one in regulation, but they're under siege here as the Sharks continuing to keep this one in. U-Reach out for Clay. There's the tap in. Posted in. 4-3 lead for the Sharks.
And this was close. Clay almost missed his shot. Bounced right off the post. Good pressure here from U-Reach. Pulch just too patient on the play. U-Reach is right on that ball. Attacks it. Sends it center. Clay has a limited room to make that shot, but he nails it. 4-3. Sharks got the lead.
Massive goal. They finally respond to the giving up of that 2-goal lead, and what better time to do it than with about 14 seconds left to play. The Spartans, here's their last chance. The Sharks are in full retreat. Nukers has to get this one around. It bounces low. Pulch there, lines it up. Tied game with 0 seconds left.
Pulch just now being able to equalize. Like you said, 0 seconds left on the clock. Nukers gets that off the wall, and Pulch comes up. Clay has to read the shot because he can't get to the ball in time, and Pulch just has that all day. He sends it wide into the net. We're going into OT game number 2.
OT will settle this one as the Spartans find a kickoff win for the first time in regulation. They get a goal off of it, and that could be a big momentum swinger in their favor. Clay down for Urich. Big save out of Pulch. He'll pick up the savior for it. And the Sharks have to get back quickly, but the Spartans kind of fumble this clear. They give him a chance to come back and set up here. In the corner now, Clay against Nukers. Clay has the line, will put this one out. Pulch, low boost, doesn't get a great shot, and it's right down to Urich. Urich into the far corner, picks up the side boost. Nukers dropped really far back into the net, gave up this pass, but no play from Urich. He just kind of loses it on that bounce. Big misread there from the Sharks as they look to try and end this one. Pulch now, off the sideboards, has this one on a good angle. Clay can't get there. Pulch hits the post. He just couldn't get inside on that one. That's a big miss out of the Spartans here after that comeback to tie the game.
Yeah, he was so close. The net was practically open. All he had to do was push it in, but the amount of pressure that he sees Clay coming in from that side and not able to have enough control on the ball, just ends up losing it, fumbling in it, and it cost them what could have been the game. They're still on the offense, though. Can Nukers get one in? No, Clay's going to knock that downfield, and now the Spartans are in trouble.
Yeah, Clay, unfortunately, no boost to chase that runner down, and he had to go into the corner, pick it up. Just couldn't get the angle he needed to tap that out for Urich. He had a great opportunity for the pass there to try and win this one. Now let's go back here and go back and forth. Urich early on that jump is not going to get that ball clear. Clay has to sit back and wait. Pulch using the last of his boost puts it into the corner. Clay held in by Nukers. This one is high up in the corner. Nobody going down for that one. Is neither team really comfortable in those corners on those aerials. They're more content to just let that one come down, try to win the 50 as Clay with that big 50 look for the one-timer with Nukers flat in net. No shot on there. Pressure still in. Clay, low ball, Pulch will clear to the side. And this is good out of the Sharks right now. They're not panicking. They're kind of dropping back, letting the Spartans clear into them, and then try to win the 50s, win those fights in the corners to look for the chances.
Yeah, this is good. And the Sharks know that they can make those shots. They've scored time and time again off of those passes from the sidewall, from the corner. So they know that's what they're comfortable with. The good thing we're seeing out of the Spartans, though, is that they're cutting this out a lot earlier. They're not even letting the ball get to midfield because they don't want to take that risk of possibly losing a 50-50 like they've done before. They're cutting things out, and it's really leading into an interesting overtime here as we're approaching 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, they're recognizing how the Sharks are kind of lining up here. Is a big 50 from Urich gives Clay an opportunity to put it upfield. It's Urich into the corner, a little tap out. This one a little bit high and a little bit away for Clay. Should just be able to keep this one in the corner. Needs to land on the boost pad, will not. But Nukers with the catch doesn't really do a lot with it. Will take the ball off Clay. Urich lined up, gets by him on the inside with the fake, and Nukers will end this one 5-4 after a pretty lengthy OT.
Yeah, gets him with the fake here. Last touch. Looks like he's going to go for it. Completely fakes out Urich, thinking he's going to hit the ball into him. That ball does not move. Keeps going in its straight path. The Spartans now tie up the series in a pretty impressive overtime.
Yeah, and the amount of offense coming out of the Spartans on that one. 12 shots on goal, both teams with 5 saves. But the Sharks, every shot that they made on target, 5 out of Urich, 4 out of Clay, 4 goals, and 5 saves out of the Spartans. So you get the sense that the quality of shots coming out of that team a little bit higher because they're forcing the Spartans into saves. 12 shots, 5 goals, 5 saves. So still a couple off target for the Spartans. But you can see the difference this game. Being able to only have 2 of 12 shots be off target versus 2 of 5 shots off target. Big difference in percentages and a big reason why they came up with so many more chances and so many more goals.
Yeah, exactly. And the way the Spartans played this game was a lot different from game 1. I would say they probably switched up around halftime because we started seeing a little bit of the same things when they were down 1-3. But something kicked in and they really turned up the speed like I wanted to see, and they attacked the ball, kind of cut out those corner plays that the Sharks were making and caught them off guard as well. And it was a fast-paced game all the way through until the overtime goal was scored. And this is the series that I wanted to see from both of these teams. They're really bringing that all out tonight.
I feel like the fast series suits the Sharks just a little bit more. The Spartans, the tendency they've had in the first couple of games to be just a little bit kind of flummoxed by that speed of the Sharks, where they just don't quite know where they need to go, and they start to double commit on things, really been burning them. We'll see if that carries here in Game 3, 1-1 series here on Beckwith Park as the Sharks will bring it in. Shot by Clay off the backboard, should be an easy clear for the Spartans. You reach. Oh, that's an awkward 50. That one, nothing you can really do about that. Nukers gets credit.
I mean, you could just, like, win the 50.
You know, you're right. And I think it was really just that you reach came in kind of high, and the Nukers underneath of that kind of flat plank gave him pretty much a T-box to work with, and it kind of directed it goalward. But first time the Spartans have scored first in the series. We'll see if this is a building point for them here, as Nukers is going to completely whiff that one. Clay should be a bounce pass out in front. In a good spot as Pulch gets a couple of cracks at it as you reach up off the backboard and downfield. Both of them in full retreat. Pulch, hard shot off the base of the post, goes out for Nukers. Pulch in here against the post. Clay without boost here is just going to have to try and keep this close, win a 50-50. Will do so, but Pulch puts that back into his own corner, and it's out there for Urich. He's going to miss this one. Big chance for the Spartans here. Nukers, one touch, looking for the second. Clay well positioned, not a lot of power, and Urich will come back to clear that away. A little bit hairy here for the Sharks to start things off in Game 3.
Yeah, the only reason they haven't been scored on is just from how far apart the Spartans are from each other, and apparently the ball here as Clay makes this touch. It's a pass from Pulch to Nukers, but Nukers is late as he's just coming down, he's just landing, so he has to try to jump back up. And then once Clay beats him onto that challenge, then Pulch, who had just centered the ball, is struggling to get back as well. There's just a lot, both guys on the Spartans are just so spaced out, and it ends up costing them.
A wide rotation. I'm wondering if Pulch had ball cam off, didn't really recognize quickly enough that Clay had won that one past Nukers. But tie game, 3.5 minutes here to go. Game 3 of a very important series for both teams in this Storm division. Urich trying to win that one out of the corner. Pulch upfield, trying to get that one out in front. Really just didn't have any contact on that one. Sneaks underneath Clay. Urich back in time will get the epic save on the goal line. Director mode having a spasm here. It'll be with Nukers. Brings it across the face of goal into the corner. No real threat here as Clay goes in for the clear. Pinches the second opportunity down to Urich. Not enough boost to really make this one work. Tries for the late flick. Pulch easily cleared out to the left wing. Brings it down the left wing. Clay grabs that boost in a tough spot to really defend this one. Can only put it back into the path of the Spartans. Clay doing well to get that one away. And there's that lack of pressure on a loose ball from the Spartans. You and I could both kind of see it. It's like there's a chance they had, but they neither one commit to that one. And the Sharks get it clear.
Yeah, that's something that hurt them in game number 1, was the fact that they were so passive toward the ball, to the point where, like you said, like they give the Sharks so much space that the Sharks basically almost get a free goal. Whether or not it's letting the passes come through into the midfield, or whether it's just not challenging the ball enough in the midfield, or like, for example, what we're seeing right now, where they wait for the Sharks to try to make a touch, and if you give the Sharks room instead of forcing the issue like we see here, then you're just going to get beat to the ball. And that's exactly what happened to both members there of the Spartans. They just got beat to the ball from Urich because they're waiting for Clay to touch the ball. Clay's probably telling Urich, I don't have this ball. And Urich's like, okay, I'll come up, make the challenge, beat 2 guys, and score.
The big thing for me, I think, was Pulch doing that really short half rotation. He came down the sideboards and then immediately pulled the e-brake when Clay missed went right in front of Nukers. And that's the kind of thing where you have to just resist your urge to go in and try and make the play because your opponent missed, and then let your teammate, who should be positioned to be able to make that one, make that clear. Nukers with that shot, Urich in a great spot to clear that away, and we'll get it past Nukers. Pulch, though, comes in, loses the ball, wins the 50, and it's a foot race back the other way. Clay looking to line this one up. Both of the Spartans will commit on the respawn here. Urich in a great spot, puts that one goalward. Nukers with the backflip, feels bad, man. The Sharks have won against the run of play.
A double commit here on the play for the Spartans yet again, and lo and behold, it's always Urich. He has been the shooter for the Sharks as he just sails that one over the Spartans' head again. Just good positioning from him, and then good shot placement. He's honestly been the threat of the series for the Sharks. Just you need to watch where he is on the field at all times if you're the Sharks, because he can set up plays and then he can knock them down as well.
Yeah, definitely the keystone player for the Sharks here. The Spartans right now really struggling to find their hero on their roster at the moment, as both players kind of guilty of a little bit of glitchy decision making, to quote Fitz from the chat right now, is they're either both there or they're both back, and neither one of them really kind of spacing it out and taking it on themselves to fix things around. As Clay from the midfield boost to make a second touch, will carry it over the Spartans, and there's that space and time we talked about, Daz, so much to make the play.
Exactly. Clay has this touch. Pulch goes up to challenge him, has 100 boosts, but doesn't use any of it to make the challenge. Kind of lets Clay literally carry the ball over him. You have to stop that, especially if you're in that position. Nukers could have gone up as well. I feel like if you're going to double commit to actually stop a goal from coming in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. There's some plays where you just have to double commit because otherwise it's going to go in and it's going to come away. But I think Nukers could have kept that ball in his control a little bit more. That front flip, putting that right onto a tee for Clay as he picks it up and goes over. But we'll see if he can make up for it here. Time left to get 3 goals. Nukers, oh, what a Goomba stomp by Clay. Will just make Nukers spin out there. But Pulch says, you know what? I don't care. Open net, I'll take it.
Yeah, he does a great job of outplaying kind of Nukers on the play, but then he makes a mistake and centers the ball right for Pulch. Pulch is in a perfect position to take that shot all day. If you're Clay, you got to carry that. You can't let that get out of your possession if you're going out in front of your net because, again, it's just a shot opportunity for the second man who's waiting for the pass anyways.
Yeah, if you're up on the backboard, you have to play that one up and over. You can't go down and through because a lot of the times there's people waiting for that ball. And the Sharks pay for it, but 3-goal lead might prove too much for the Spartans here, especially as Urich gets this one up. Clay actually coming in really late. That's a little bit of hesitation out of the Sharks. Feel like they could have attacked that one, especially with the 2-goal lead. They'll be back in their end now. Time running off the clock here. Spartans need one immediately to have any chance of forcing overtime like they did in Game 2, but with each passing second, I think it will be just enough. As Urich says, it will. Goes downtown, and the Sharks take Game 3. 4-2. They're up 2-1 in the series.
Yeah, this is a good job here from the Sharks. I mean, like we talked about it and in the middle of the game. Clay, he had some good shots. He had that carry over the Spartans as well. But Urich getting those goals kind of in the middle half of the game really solidified the Sharks' lead in this game number 3. The fact that he got 2 goals over both members of the Spartans, really taking advantage of their mispositioning on defense, and then just the fact that he has such good shot placement just gives the Spartans that momentum to really hold down the rest of the game. I feel like after they get these 2-goal leads, they say, okay, let's play defensive, kind of run out the clock. And they know the Spartans are going to come at them with offense. So then they try to punish any mistakes that they see in the rotation. And it keeps the Spartans on their toes for the majority of the game. Sometimes if the Sharks are a bit more comfortable, then the Spartans can take advantage of a mistake, but certainly not in this game number 3. The Sharks had it held down.
Yeah, they did a really good job taking advantage of the times the Spartans were giving up the opportunity to take the shots, but both teams really efficient on that one. The Spartans finally getting to that 100% shot efficiency, either all goals or all goals and saves combined. The Sharks was just one off target, so we'll see if that is the ticket for the Spartans, if they can just kind of stop losing the midfield battle as we get underway here in game number 4. Sharks up 2-1 in the series as Clay will win that 0 boost 50-50 out high for his cousin Urich. Down, Pulch will clear away. Nuker's easy shot here is so much space as Clay actually didn't know if he got boost after the face-off there, was able to come across, take it into the corner, but not cleared away yet. Nuker's up. Oh, he's up real early. You see him fly way underneath the ball, and Clay will get that one out to the side. Held by Pulch briefly here. Beat there. Both Sharks committing to that one here. An opportunity back for the Spartans. Nukers puts that wide, looking for the second touch. Out the side. Good shot. Hits the far post, and that's a great shot from Nukers. He'll take the lead here in Game 4.
And you can tell Urich is kind of patient here in the net only because he feels like that one was probably going to be wide just based off of the angle, but it bounces right off the post. And then good shot placement there from Nukers. This is the second time the Spartans strike first. Hopefully they can come out with a win in this game.
Score first, win game hasn't been the mantra, as the Sharks scored first game 2, lost that one. Spartans scored first game 3, lost that one. We'll see if game 4 puts everybody at the 50-50 or win ratio after scoring first, as the Sharks looking to respond. Clay with an open net. Could have put that near side. Tried to go backside with the placement behind Nukers. Puts it wide. Big miss. Pulch off the top now. We clear. Caught by Clay. Oh, it's caught behind him, though. Nukers right on top of that. You got to be careful with those catches in the offensive zone, especially when both players are up, Daz. It's almost back the other way if you don't have that.
Yeah, for sure. And now we're just seeing the Sharks looking at Urich right now, just being very patient, but waiting for his opportunity. He sets up a pass from Clay, and Nukers on his way back just wasn't set in time. And this is just an easy pass to a shot for the Sharks.
Yeah, this one right past Nukers there. He's actually backflipping into position there. You and I talk about it a lot. Just driving backwards is never really a great play because it's so hard to either read your momentum and then arrest your momentum properly when you're trying to get going forward again. That it just really never leads to anything good. The Sharks with a response, looking for quick 2 here. A short pass not in reach of U-Reach, as Nukers will clear it away, and they go back on the 2-on-1. Oh, U-Reach runs into Clay, opens up the near post. That's a big misplay out of the Sharks. They lose the lead again.
Good patience here from Pulch, just on the dribble. He has 0 boost, and he doesn't want to let the Sharks know it, but he feels like he gets found out, so he's like, okay, we're just going to push this one in, and does just that. The Sharks are kind of confused there in net, trying to figure out what Pulch is doing, so then when the shot comes in, everyone kind of scrambles, and then the ball rolls in.
Feels like it kind of got exacerbated by the fact that U-Reach was chasing back Pulch with the ball, was really trying to chase him down, and then drove straight through that one. He'll make up for it. No, can't read it off the backboard. Clay has a second chance. Will get it up and over. Still off the post. Pulch finally able to clear that one away. Big couple of chances with the Sharks. They don't get one here. They'll have a chance to regroup here as Pulch just puts it wide into the possession of U-Reach. Big misplays from both teams here as the Spartans will come away with it. They still have got the lead. Clay down. Ooh, that one dangerous there. Pulch was lurking, and this one's just starting to turn into a track meet end-to-end for the last couple of seconds here.
Yeah, this one. Oh, U-Reach had a clear shot on an open net, sent it toward the corner. Can he squeak this one by? He's trying to. Clay is up for a high shot. Both members of the Spartans not able to make contact, but Pulch races there in time. Sharks had a moment to equalize, and they just couldn't get it into the net, but we're approaching the halfway point of the game. And like you're saying, Jay, just a lot of back and forth between these two teams. A lot, like I said, it seems like a race almost, just for how spread out they are and just how it comes from one touch. It could lead to a goal. The next touch could lead to a goal from either side. This shot almost goes in from Clay, but Pulch races through in time to make a save, and these guys are all over the place.
Yeah, Clay just running out of boost, couldn't quite make full contact with that ball, drifted it into Pulch, who actually came off the post. U-Reach backs up big time, put the shot right into him. Pulch could have done better with that, just had to rush it, put it right into U-Reach, who was at his mercy, and Pulch gave the thumbs up like the emperor of Roman times of old and said, "You shall live for another day."
You're right. He had the space. He definitely had the space to make a better shot there. But he went for just contact in general and didn't really aim it, and it went straight to U-Reach. U-Reach is lucky to make that save on that play. And they're going to try to see if they can still equalize. A minute and 30 left. Ball in the Sharks, and U-Reach, again, just barely makes the epic save. He's going to clear it out.
Big chance as well. Nukers going straight back. U-Reach can't get contact, and he's had a couple of big chances. Pulch, though, puts that one in front. Clay not able to take advantage as the Spartans get caught up on one another here. They look to try and get this 2-goal lead. Pulch down into U-Reach. Will keep it in the corner. Again, end-to-end from both of these teams right now. Big miss. Spartans with an open net. Back the other way. Nukers needs to be careful. We'll clear this one. And this is back and forth right now. Both of these teams going end-to-end. They trade chances, chance after chance, and neither team can find another goal in this one.
Good Lord. There's so many open net chances in this series, but it's so tense out there on the field that when they get an opportunity, sometimes they don't even recognize it, as we've seen in a couple of these shots. But again, Sharks applying a lot of pressure. They have 30 seconds left to equalize. We'll see if they can do it.
Big miss by Pulch in the corner. U-Reach trying to go up the carry. Clay finishes it off. Nukers got frozen at the short post, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, you're right. Right after Pulch misses this, Nukers is in a 2v1 situation, but gets flat-footed on the play as U-Reach carries the ball around him. Now he has to turn around, but it's way too late. Clay comes through and sends that home. 28 seconds left in this game, and we could possibly be seeing another overtime here.
That was like a long volley, a long rally in net sports, tennis and the like, where you got the teams just back and forth, and finally somebody blinks. We'll see if that one is the deciding goal in this one, as it's bound for overtime unless the Spartans can get this one in. Cleared away by U-Reach there after what seemed like forever, Daz. The chances back and forth. We finally get one. It's in favor of the Sharks. Now it looks like golden goal territory is going to be where we're at. Pulch almost able to get that by. U-Reach picks up the save here. Golden goal it is. Game 4 on the line here.
They better not. Either one of these teams in this overtime better not miss an open net. They had so many opportunities to score off of one. I know that they're going to look back at this and be like, wow, we had so many different chances. This is the time to do it, especially if you are the Spartans. You'll be able to tie up the series if you can score just one goal here in this OT. If not, the Sharks are going to come out on top. But no, there it is from Pulch. What a dribble by him. Gets it past both members of the Sharks to force a series deciding game number 5.
Clay comes in for this one off the respawn. He actually makes the ball wiggle a bit on Pulch, but importantly, he makes Ureach freeze in net because he's trusting his teammate to make the play. It comes right by, and Ureach cannot move in time to be able to make the save at the near post. It's not a great shot from Pulch, but it's enough because of that freeze on Ureach in the net. It's unlucky, Daz, because Clay got demoed at the start of that play and then respawned in the same corner. You know how much that sucks as a player when you have no control over where you come back and it's right in the line of play.
Yeah, you're like, oh, wow, I just got demoed. It's OT. Oh, my goodness. Wait, I can make a challenge. Whiffs. And you're like, okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. And then you just watch the ball go into the net and you're just like, feels bad, man. Not like this. That's exactly what had happened here, especially if you're looking at this from Clay's perspective. If you are the Spartans, though, you're like, oh, thank God, we're going to game number 5.
Yeah, so, pretty much. but here's an interesting trend. Here's an interesting trend. So we've been talking about this through the course of all the games here. The Spartans were forcing the Sharks into 6 saves, had 3 goals, 9 shots total. So the 100% shooting accuracy again for the Spartans. The Sharks, on the other hand, 2 goals, 7 shots, only 1 save out of the Spartans in that game. So as the Spartans' shooting accuracy has increased and gotten to that 100% level, the Sharks have been falling off and they've been missing the net on more and more chances. And that might be what decides it here in Game 5.
It's that pressure. I feel like it's just the pressure of these games and how each team has just risen from the ashes on a couple of occasions. The Sharks have had leads, but they've dropped them. The Spartans have been down from a lot and then have come up and forced these like crucial overtimes where they've won both, and the Sharks strike first here in this game. And we've looked at this before. First goal kind of doesn't matter at this point since it's 50-50, right?
It really doesn't matter there as Ureach, again, a great pass off that backboard. Just put it out away right above Nukers, and Clay again with the angle. It's the tough thing to do when you go straight to net to defend a backboard pass like that. You're kind of giving up the angle. We'll see if the Spartans have a response as it's in the Sharks' corner now. Pulch looking for the angle. Ureach, though, great timing to clear that one upfield. Force the Spartans into full retreat. Doesn't really have the boost to chase it down, so we'll set up at midfield. Nukers, high ball over top of Ureach. Clay's lined up right behind him. There's a bit of a misplay from the Sharks as they give up that whole wing. But Clay back to make the touch, and we'll try to get this upfield for Ureach. Looking for the one-timer. Big redirect, just a little bit wide. Kind of coming towards that side there. Is always going to direct it away from the net, but they have the chance to get the ball away. The Spartans gave up all the midfield there on that one. Clay looking for the double, down for Ureach, no Spartan, home, 2-0 lead right as we hit 1 minute played, and that's a good one for the Sharks.
Imagine if you were playing this game and then realized that the casters told you like the first goal didn't matter in a game number 5. And then you're like, okay, well, we'll score another one. That's exactly what the Sharks have done just now. A 2-goal lead. They've made sure that the Spartans haven't. I don't think we've ever seen a 2-0 lead so far in the series. Make that 3 as these guys are starting to heat up here in game number 5.
The Sharks have really liked this kill faceoff, and Clay against Nukers, they've almost always won that one. Ureach off that line, just drills it upfield. Pulch in the corner looking for boost. Just nothing they could do about that one except maybe wait and see where the kickoff goes, because their kickoffs have not been good to them all series long. We'll see if they can try and recover here as 3 goals in a minute 5 have them down here in the 5th and final game of this set. The right wing by Nukers, held in by Clay. Both Spartans again in this corner here. The Sharks have a great chance to keep this one as Clay passed one. Pulch finally clearing that one upfield. We'll try to get this one through the side. Pulch looking for a bump on Ureach. Gets one on Clay instead. We'll set it up for Nukers in the same corner. Comes out, weak pass, no follow-up. Should be easy clear from the Sharks. Nukers, though, with the hold. This is high. It's in a good spot for Pulch. Feels backflip. Had the line wrong anyway, and the Sharks clear away. Big chance missed there by the Spartans to try and cut the lead.
Yeah, big chance, and we'll see whether or not they nail any more. They need to, as they need to score a goal a minute. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. There's a start from Pulch. He sends a banger to the top left corner.
This one kind of bumbled a bit by Ureach here. There's a lot of balls that you can just kind of let go by you, chase it into the corner, and then have the confidence to go up and over because you've got all that momentum to sweep it in. Essentially pass it over your own net into the far corner because you just have to know you hit it really hard. Sometimes when you play that lateral, when you try to get that pinch and kill it in your head, buy yourself time, it just passes it to the other team, and Pulch did a great job putting that one on target. That's the goal that they needed. Clay, upfield for Ureach, looking for the lean back, doesn't get contact. That one could have been nuts. And man, the Spartans here, they don't want this ball here. They want it to go back to a track meet because the Sharks going back and forth on this one. They just want to keep this under control and slow it down, Daz. And the Spartans are not doing themselves a lot of favors in that regard.
Oh yeah, and then, especially from playing like the wide rotations and basing most of their opportunities off of 50-50s. They want to have a much more controlled offense where they're able to apply consistent amount of pressure to the Sharks. Playing this wide game is as risky as it is rewarding. So far, though, they haven't been punished.
Till about there, Pulch coming in for a big 50 will lose that one to midfield. Clay, though, only able to tip that one back to the open. Juric is grabbing boost way in the back, has to time it right, won't. Pulch from downtown. 2 goals on the hop for the Spartans.
Yeah, and you're right. He mistimes the jump here. Pulch sending that way downfield, a nice boomer, and Juric jumps a little bit too early. Now the ball's behind him. He can't make the save anymore, unfortunately. Spartans now, they've brought it back almost. They only need one more.
Score first, win game might not matter. Score first 3 times might not matter. We'll see, as there's a lot of time left here for the Spartans to find another one. Juric, though, wants to put that out of sight, out of mind. Has 2 cracks to this one. Pulch with an awkward save, and Juric gets the hattie. Pulch just couldn't clear that one away.
We've been here before where the Sharks have been up 4-2. We'll see if they can hold the lead now. Again, Juric, the shooter for the Sharks, scoring the hat trick in game number 5. Keeps up that 2-goal lead for the Sharks. The Spartans still have they're still climbing the mountain.
Spartans coming back with their shield or on it, looking like they might be on it at the end of this series as Clay puts another one off the backboard. They need this upfield, and they cannot get by the Sharks' midfield presence as Juric pulls it back into the corner. This is out. Sharks for 3-goal lead again. Clay with the playmaker. Juric a 4th goal. It's 5-2.
Good assist here from Clay. Gets to the ball quickly. Juric doesn't spend too much time getting too far out of that goal. He sees an opportunity to score, and he takes it. 3 assists from Clay, 4 goals from Juric. The Sharks are heating up. They're boiling the water.
As another big face-off loss for the Spartans. They had the kill, but unfortunately, Nukers and Pulch getting tied up right on the dot there. Nobody gets the ball away. They don't get pressure on this one. Clay losing that one in the corner, has a little bit of time to try and sit. Juric will be back on the goal line. Pulch can't bring this under control in front, just tries to bring it off the sideboards and away. Nukers with the hold, needs to check this one down in the corners. The Sharks will be happy to just keep this one anywhere away from danger at the moment. Up 3 goals, all the pressure on that team in yellow and gold. And downfield in their end is not where they want this ball. Clay has a chance to basically ice his low post, can't finish it off. Juric looking for it, doesn't get there. The Spartans need to counter quickly. Back the other way by Nukers, down the left wing. Clay will slow it down just enough that Nukers can't get the handle, and that is a big chance lost for the Spartans as Pulch has to go back to midfield, and he loses it too. Daz, they are coming apart at the seams right now.
It's not looking good. With 40 seconds left, they just don't have any more pressure here on offense. They're losing challenges again. This reminds me of the Spartans we've seen in game number 1, but the Sharks are just on point despite getting demoed. Despite the ball being on their field a few times, they've just been able to hit every shot opportunity that's come their way. They've been able to make multiple pass plays come through, and it's just paid off as well. If there's any time where you want to score 5 goals, it's a game number 5 when everything's on the line, and it looks like that they have this one all in the bag.
Yeah, absolutely. As a 10-second countdown is on, Pulch looking for the long-distance hat trick. 2 cracks at the can. Juric I Teach says, I teach you how to score goal by putting it back the other way. And this one will come to a close. The Sharks will close the gap to the Spartans, but it will not be enough to take the lead. The Spartans, with a couple of wins, still sit atop the Storm division, but everything comes down to the final week of play.
Don't you just love playoffs, Jay?
We're not even there yet. These are playoff races.
I know. That's what I mean. Like having like the playoffs in general. Just these last couple of weeks, every game counts, and this is something that again we're gonna go into week 10 and we're gonna look at this and we're gonna look back here and the Sharks are gonna do review and so are the Spartans, and then they're gonna go back to that game number 3 where they had like 5 open nets, and then they'll be like, oh my goodness.
Exactly. So
different things could have happened. So yeah, it's crazy.
To look at the division layout now, the Spartans 28-17, the Sharks at 25-20. They pulled themselves up right into the pack, chasing down the Foxes for that playoff spot in the wildcard race. But importantly enough, if the Comets have their way with the Spartans next week as well, the Sharks might just position themselves to be the division leaders by the end of the regular season. A good series. It was back and forth, had a lot of really great, dramatic moments. But that's been every series in the Plat League we've seen this weekend so far. The Jets and the Hawks yesterday with pretty much the nuttiest Game 5 finish you'll ever see anywhere. The Foxes and the Wolves also going to Game 5 overtime very late. And the Bears and the Pirates, with the Pirates turning that one on its head, getting a ton of wins, putting themselves in the driver's seat in the wild card race. That's a lot of stuff going on in the Plat League, and there's still another week to go, Daz. We're not even in week 10 yet.
That's what. Oh man, I don't know. These matches are getting intense, and we still have another week. It's an exciting time for minor league doubles for sure, and I'm excited to see what comes of it.
It's the most wonderful time of the season, to quote my good friend Curtis, as he pulled that one out last night. But we're gonna go to a quick break here. Before we do, if you've seen any of the plays that you've loved tonight and you want to submit them to go up against that ending of the Jets-Hawks series for the MLD Play of the Week, presented by our friends at Balls Guarana Energy Soda, make sure you've clipped them, tweet them to us at ML Doubles with the hashtag MLDPOTW. We will be putting out the list of the nominees on Monday for your voting considerations. Don't go anywhere, folks. We've got 2 Champ League matchups coming up next. It's the Dodgers looking to continue their march towards a wildcard spot, but they have it in tough against a very game Wizards lineup. Primetime Saturday night continues here on the MLE Network right after this.